G'day guys, Mark here. Welcome back to the Iron Empire. Now in this episode, we are back on the XB Falcon Resto. We're gonna throw some more Epitech down from PPG on these panels, get this thing all ready, sealed up so we can get the bodywork done and hopefully soon in paint. Okay, so first things first, we've got to block this thing back and get it as straight as possible with the product that's already on the car before we seal it up with an epoxy primer. This week, we've got Mark's tips, and then Jake can come in and correct me on the shit I might tell you guys wrong. So, as we've discussed in the past, we are picking up from years off where we started this car, and as you can see, this back section, we just went over the original paint. It's not original color, but the paint that was here was in reasonable shape. The front end was smashed, so that's why we bare metaled everything there. Now, in my opinion, unless you're doing elite high-end restoration work, like next level stuff, I wouldn't bare metal this unless the paint has either surface rust, which is actually obviously coming from the metal, or it's got crow's feet going all the way down. You've obviously got to address to the lowest point, right? But in this case, the Arsene was reasonable paint. It was just the wrong color. So as we discussed earlier, when we're doing this Epitech to seal everything in so we've got a good solid foundation to work from, we're basically using whatever's here already existing as filler to get the panel as flat as we can before we start adding more product. Now, admittedly, we have already primed this like years ago, but even if this wasn't primed and this is just the factory, or the last remaining color, you can start blocking the car. Say you decide you want to paint your car and you're not going to go full bare metal respray. You can just start blocking your car and using whatever's on the car to get that panel as straight as you can before you start hitting metal. So right here, you'll see we've got all sorts of different layers and shit going on, but right here you can see I've hit my rock bottom, so we can't go any further than that. We're getting close to hitting rock bottom here and here, but you can see a low spot here. There's rock bottom here, but there's a low spot here. So we've already get to the point where we're using the product that's already on the car, no matter how old it is, unless there's actual damage there, you can use that product to level the car, and then from here we can then start priming it with the Epitech, lock it all in, and then doing some body work to fill the lows, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I'm gonna show you guys real quickly on the whiteboard. We're gonna go full mathematician here, just to help explain what I'm talking about, because I'm a visual learner, I'm not the brightest. So let's just pretend here, we've got a guard. This is Jake's new whiteboard. We've got a guard here, that's the metal underneath, right? Here's your paint and your filler and everything. This is dense, right? These are all dense. You start shaving all this off until you hit metal. Stop. Shave off. Doesn't matter what this is as long as it's in good nick. Down to metal again. Right, so there's your metal. Then from here, we can start, you got a low there, you can start putting your fillers in here. That's your reference point. Does that all make sense? Have I got it right, Jake? Mm-hmm. All right, cool. We're just trying to simplify this when we're trying to build cars without going next level crazy bullshit, because a lot of people like you and me, we just want to get these things on the road. We want to build, let's build an 8 out of 10. We don't need to build a 9 or 10 out of 10. All right, I'm gonna keep sanding. Let's get into it. Okay, now I've finished sanding this car as far as I possibly can with the block and working with the product that we'd previously put on the car a couple years ago. So you'll see now we're at a point where I can't go any further. There's still a few low spots here, which you can clearly see with the guide coat. And basically I've gone as far as I can before starting to hit the high spots, which you can see here where the silver's start just shone through. So yeah, I've got around the entire body now, got it straight as possible. Now we're going to lock it all in with the Epitech, start with a good foundation, then start doing our second lot of filler work. Now around on this driver's side, you can see there's lots of different layers going on here, but I'm still really confident we can get this thing super straight. Once we're past this rough out stage, bear in mind this is just the first coat of filler we've done after doing the any rust repairs. So this is just to rough the whole car out. Once we get beyond this point, I'll get Jake to give me a hand getting this thing straight. He's far better at this stuff than me, and we'll continue on getting ready for paint. So now that these doors have also been finished blocking, it's important that we go through and just sand everything now so we can pick up all those low spots and all the little bits we haven't got to with an orbital. So when it comes time to smashing down this epoxy primer, it's going to key in, no worries. All right, so we're now in the booth with the actual body of the car. It's getting late. I want to get this thing done, and I have gonna deliver by the looks of it. So the way I've done this, I'm doing this car totally in sections. I'm almost like spot priming the bloody car. So the total backwards way of doing it, generally speaking, you get everything done, prime it all in one hit, and then let it sit. But because I don't have the time to wait, and I only do a day a week down here, I figured if I paint this thing in sections, while the last section is drying and curing, I could be moving on to the next. So the plan is tonight is just to get basically the rear quarters and the roof and this dog leg here sprayed in the Epitech, and then I'll come in next week, continue on with a little bit of prep work inside the boot, inside the engine bay, and inside the door jambs, and then I can Epitech that section. Meanwhile, the body has already been hardening up for a week. There's a week down. Also, I've got the other hanging panels that have been now curing for nearly a month already. So I can start doing body work there. So if you understand what I'm trying to do, jump back and forth between the lot and try and keep the ball rolling. Like I said, one day a week, it's been a slog. I nearly skipped showing you this part because it is fucking boring, but I just wanted to show you what it actually takes to get this stuff done, why it always blows out in time, and just to keep pushing forward and try and get this thing all sealed up properly in that PPG Epitech so we can got a good base to start with, get this bodywork done, keep pushing on. Alright guys, so we have got the final piece of the puzzle this week done. The body, as you can see, quarters and roof all sealed up in 2 coats of Epitech. Anyway, this car is, once again, like Jake said in the last video, we're in the the drag part of the car, the drag part of the build, which is just like, you're just gonna drag your ass through it. It's a freaking pain.
Spit it out. We'll get through it.
But we'll get through it, and then, yeah, it's all moving. Thank you very much to Dino and the team at PPG. They're guiding us through this, make sure that we do this thing right and not dodgy like we usually do. See you on the next one, guys. Dino from PPG come down yesterday. I forgot to show you guys while we're still at Jake's, and he has given us the color for this XB. I'm so excited. Check this out. So the color of this car is Walnut Glow. It's a factory color that came on the XBs, and very dark chocolatey brown. Not usually the color that I would choose, but when you see this in the right light, it looks unbelievable. Now, this is a color, this is basically the factory color, and then this is what PPG have come up with. The team there have played with basically what makes this pop. The metallic in this, they've actually added a red pearl as well as a glass flake, and it's from their Vibrance range. Now, with this particular car, we wanted to keep this thing original, go for original stylings. We didn't want to sort of stray away from that, but we wanted to add a little bit more flair. So I'll try my best to show you what this thing looks like in the light. That there is the Walnut Glow, and this here is PPG's version of the Walnut Glow. So once we see it in the right sunlight, you can see how much that pops. Now, it might be really hard. It might be really hard to see. I wish we had some sun. It is dead winter. We got no sun today, but it really does pop unbelievably. Now, this color has been formulated, so we can replicate this over and over again. We can repair the car. A lot of pearls will not allow you to do that. Once you talk about 3-layer pearls or candies, all that sort of stuff, as soon as you get an issue with the car, you're pretty much talking about a full respray. So I was a little bit worried when Dino said they'd come up with something fancy, but this is definitely going to be, we can replicate this over and over again. And, whoop, wrong one, that one. So yeah, I cannot wait to get this thing on the car, but for now, we just got to keep on grinding and get through the boring bodywork, and then before too long, we'll be throwing color down on this thing.